Hi, welcome back. The prefrontal cortex of executives, coaches, marketers, charlatans, and even snake oil salesmen seems to be hotting up. The field of neuroscience is becoming even more important and relevant to the field of economics and management. It's extremely important to understand what is the correlation between the two and why suddenly neuroscience is beginning to take center stage in the field of management. Now, intensive exercises in empathy, in mindfulness, in perspective taking, these can have a tremendous impact. They can change the hardware of the brain and they can change the personality of an individual from being selfish to being more altruistic. And these are some of the techniques which can be extremely important in transforming the mindset of an executive so that they make different types of decisions which are more relevant in the field of business and management today. For example, if you need to have a more genuine touch, a more altruistic touch rather than a selfish touch, then you need to bring about these changes which need to be hardwired in the brain of an individual, and this is where the field of neuroscience can really help. This, of course, will also bring about a dramatic change in the underpinnings of orthodox economics. And is this something which will always be the way to go about? There could be great amount of misuse. For example, executives could take cognitive drugs, not understanding that there could be serious side effects of these types of medicines to enhance taken to enhance their managerial abilities. Secondly, there could be some very selfish managers who may try to increase their targets, and in the process they may try to change the behavior pattern of their juniors, of the people working under them, so as to make them making bold and different types of decisions. Now, the posterior hippocampus of London black cab drivers has been noticed to be enlarged over the years as they try to master the contours of the city of London. However, they have to realize that technology is changing and that with the introduction of Navi, this probably the so-called knowledge of the landscape of London is not so relevant anymore. But they still need to understand the threat from Uber cab drivers, and they need to be more entrepreneurial, and the brain needs to be tutored accordingly. Not only this, try to understand that a good research by Barbara Sahakian of Cambridge University explains that entrepreneurs would be better in taking risk on the spot, which is extremely important in the field of investment decisions. You cannot keep waiting and dithering about and say that, hey, I'll take decisions as regards certain investments in due course. You have to make a decision in quick period of time. So entrepreneurs, according to Professor Barbara Sakin, are more capable of making hot investment decisions than other people. So the entrepreneurial instincts of an individual need to be awakened so that they make quicker decisions, they make on the spot decisions, which would be extremely important in the field of investment decision making. Now, therefore, one can understand that the field of neuroscience has got a tremendous important role to play in the field of management decision making. And one useful help that can come in the way of recruiters is to look at the neuroimages of the brain rather than just the CVs, the resumes of the people who are to be hired. That can tell you more about what is the mindset of these executives, where they are headed, and where they're going to take the company along with them. This is the role that neuroscience will play. I believe it has to be, however, a positive mindset because if you try and do it the negative way, it can have a deep impact on executive performance. I believe techniques like yoga and meditation would be more important than just relying on scientific methods. Yoga and meditation have been known to have a tremendous and profound impact on the way people think. They are positive in nature, and people should adapt even as they try to bring in the scope of neuroscience in the field of management decision making. At a different level, the stock market seemed to be pretty much confused, as I mentioned last week, because the new data, the jobs data emanating from the United States, seems to be indicating that a Fed could go a little slower in hiking the interest rates. The markets did go up a little bit because that meant that the easy monetary policy of the US Federal Reserve could continue for some more time. I think this party will not last long. It will be just a week or so, and before stock markets start reeling under pressure once again. Contradictory data will always bring about contradictory signals, confusion, and lead to downtrend in stock markets. So stay invested accordingly. Do realize that there a little bit of rise will be accompanied by another round of steep fall. You need not hardwire your brain to understand this, but I believe that the model which I have prepared is a very useful indicator of times to come. So stay tuned. Take care. Happy investing. Bye bye.